If you live here in Louisville, you may not be familiar with Michael Gritton, but I promise you, you are familiar with the impact of some of his programs. You may have had them work for you or a young person that you know. He is with us now. He is the executive director of Kentuckiana Works, and he's had that position for 20 years. Michael Gritton, you must have started when you were 15 years old. Look at you.
No, I just, when I moved back to town in 2000, I lucked into this job in 2002, and don't tell the mayor, but I'm basically thrilled every day they pay me to do it. It's great to be in my hometown helping people get jobs and skills.
Yeah, you are the right person for the job, because you are what it says.
Yep.
Kentuckiana Works. You put people to work. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your job, a little overview, and I know it's a lot.
Well, so here's the key thing. Congress invests in workforce development partly by creating workforce boards. So that's what I work for. That's what Kentuckiana Works is. There's 600 around the country. We get federal money to do a couple of key things. One is to run career centers that are open to anybody, anytime they need help. And the one we've had for 20 plus years is at the NIA Center down in West Louisville at 29th and Broadway. But next month in March, we're moving that career center one block over to the new Goodwill Opportunity Campus at 28th and Broadway. I just set foot there the other day. It is going to be amazing. So that is just one example where people can come in, get help filling out a resume. Can you help me apply for a job? Sometimes we have job training scholarships available. When we do, we plug them in. That's just one of the things the federal government invests in us to do.
Yeah, we have to get you back on the show because this Opportunity Campus is exciting, but there's a lot of little layers here. Yes. And I do want to get further into that. But before we do, though, let's talk about some of the programs you've been nationally recognized for. Summer Works. A lot of people, I mentioned, hey, you may be familiar with this and you may have benefited from it. Tell me about Summer Works.
So Summer Works is our summer job program. If you are 16 to 21 and you live in Louisville Metro, you are eligible to get involved. All you have to do is go to summerworks.org. There's an easy button for kids who want to sign up. Once they sign up, they get access to a lot of sort of employability skills training that's there for free. We've got over 100 employers that are already posting jobs there. Kroger, the zoo, UPS, Kentucky Kingdom all hire lots and lots of people during the summer, right? So kids can apply, they can get extra help if they need it, and then we also get money from the city and philanthropy, and we help sponsor about 250 jobs every summer. So if you want to work in a science lab at U of L this summer, if you're interested in learning more about technology, if you want to learn construction skills, those are just three. If you want to learn about the speed school and maybe becoming an engineering student someday, those are just 4 opportunities we'll be sponsoring kids to work and learn in this summer. We love it. We've won national recognition for it. A national nonprofit called us a best practice. Obviously, there are bigger cities running bigger programs, but we're very proud of what we do.
As you should be. I know this is important to Mayor Greenberg, and you mentioned technology. So let's talk a little bit about another program, Code Louisville. Yes. So this program, if we want tech jobs here in Louisville, training's necessary. So
you got to grow them. Yeah, you got to grow them. I mean, they can't produce enough computer science majors at U of L and UK. So one of the ways you fill it in is a lot of adults want to reinvent themselves as technology people. So in the last 10 years, we've helped over 825 people get jobs or promotions as software developers or in technology at an average wage of $50,000 a year. So you sign up for Code Louisville. Again, it's free. I know there's a wait list at the moment. Hiring has slowed down just temporarily in tech, so we're trying not to train more people than we can place. But steadily over the last 10 years, we've been placing 80 to 100 people a year in software development jobs. You know that that's a field that's going to grow and grow, so we're thrilled that the city has been supporting that for years now, and we're really proud of it.
We've talked a little bit about training and mentoring and that kind of thing, but for someone who may be watching, or perhaps they have a loved one and they say, you know, we need some more education, we need education. How are you involved with the education process?
2 things that I want to make sure you know. Number one, we're really involved with JCPS and their redesign of their high schools around what we call the Academies of Louisville model. So I'm an old PRP high school grad, right? I'm a Panther. That's one of the 15 schools that's reinvented itself so that every upperclassman at every one of those schools is now in a career pathway underneath a career academy umbrella. Healthcare, manufacturing and welding, business communication and media, construction, all kinds of incredible things kids are getting exposed to now. JCPS has improved by 50% the percentage of their kids at those schools who are graduating college or career ready. So they're doing amazing things that nobody knows about, right? At schools like Southern and Doss and Ballard and Eastern. So we're going to be trying to tell more people about it. We're raising money in order to build a bigger organization. We're connecting 200 business partners, John, who are already connected to one of those schools or one of those pathways. And you can go to Doss High School and see a mock assembly line that GE Appliances spent $250,000 to install at Doss. Same exact training that you use to go to work at GE. You can go to Valley High School and see a conveyor belt system that UPS installed, $250,000. The exact equipment you work on when you go to UPS. Over and over and over again, tremendous examples of business and education partnering. Obviously, SummerWorks plays a role in trying to connect kids to those employers. We're really trying to build a talent development system. And part of what we're doing is raising some money to launch a new organization to deepen all that partnership between our businesses and the schools, so we take that to the next level.
Wow. I love that, because you have a business here that has needs, and they're saying, I'm willing to put some skin in the game and help teach some students if they come over, or if they're at least encouraged to check out what I do here in Louisville. This is fantastic. Is that the new movement? See, I'm an old school guy, and I remember how many times have I said to myself, I learned this in high school, but I did nothing with it. Or in this case, this is very specific training for an ultimate goal, right?
It is, but here's the cool thing. When you're much younger than me, but when I was back in school at PRP, they had, you either went sort of the college track or the vocational track. It was kind of a bifurcated thing. What's beautiful about this now is it's all integrated. Every student gets it. If you want to be an MD and go to medical school, you still can start in one of these healthcare academies and get some of this entry-level training. That early certification may not be the end point for you, but it at least is exposing you to healthcare at an early age. The teachers that you're working with are using healthcare examples. We're trying to get more work-based learning opportunities where we can teach you by giving you a real-world problem from that career that you're interested in. So what's beautiful now is you don't have to choose, oh, I'm not college material. A lot of kids are getting out of these things, getting entry-level jobs, but then also pursuing college degrees. So it's not an either-or anymore, but it definitely helps employers. They get entry-level employees, and many of them they're willing to help educate if they're going to go on to earn skills that they need at that company.
Michael, you have your fingers on the pulse, so I'm interested to know your opinion. You're kind of an economic indicator. I think there's this real energy, and I want to know if you feel it. I think Mayor Greenberg is really focused on not only upgrading education, but doing what you're talking about, kind of expediting the process from school to job.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you see as far as Louisville's future, comparative maybe to other cities, or maybe to the way it's been in the past?
Well, I mean, here's the big opportunity. I'm 61. This is the lowest unemployment rate in my lifetime. So every employer that's growing is growing and looking to try to find talent, and there isn't as much talent available because anyone who wants a job basically has it. Right? The unemployment rate's 3%, and that's just the churn of people moving from one job to another. So employers are leaning in. They really want to pull people along. JCPS and other school districts around are all trying to give their kids more skills. So there's a huge opportunity for those young people to step right out. So that's one thing I'm encouraged about, and I think Mayor Greenberg is exactly right about that. The other thing is, the mayor made the biggest investment in Kentuckiana Works that we've ever received from the city last year in young adult programming. Despite the fact that JCPS is doing a better job, despite the fact employers are leaning in, there are about 12,000 16 to 24-year-olds in Jefferson County who are not working and not in school in the best economy in my lifetime. Right? So those kids, those young adults, oftentimes need a mentor. They need a guide, a little guide to get them back on the right track. Right? They've had trauma in the family, trauma in the neighborhood. They may not have done particularly well in school. A lot of life happens for them, right? But what we know, Goodwill is the partner with us who runs something we call the SPOT, the Young Adult Opportunity Center. They're doing amazing work with about 700 young adults now. The mayor and the Metro Council made a big investment. We're going to be opening a new location. We're moving from one place to another in downtown. We're going to be opening a second location soon out in Southland Terrace, I believe. So fantastic programming and opportunities for young adults. So again, as the mayor is cutting all these ribbons on economic development deals, we got to get more of these people off the sidelines and into work. So it's a very encouraging time because there are great opportunities for people, and many of the employers that we're working with are willing to invest in people once you come to work. So they don't want to keep you frozen. They'll invest for you to try to add to your skills as you demonstrate that I'll show up at work and be a good colleague and teammate, that I want to grow here.
You know what I love, Michael, is we hear a lot about the problems in our city at times, but you seem to be, in Kentuckiana Works, you are the solution, part of the solution. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. We're happy to be part of it. Again, we're part of that economic development mix, but again, you've got to pay attention to the timing. The timing is great now for people who want a job or want to get a better job, because almost all of these employers are growing, so the economy is really strong these days.
I'm glad you live here in Louisville, Michael.
Thank you, John.
He is the executive director for Kentuckiana Works. He is Michael Gritton.